All right, so the concept here, I've a Tom Grand Star, and I always have kept it set up traditionally, bass there, snare there, two toms here, floor tom there. I have another floor tom that's too big. I don't ever want to carry it around, so I don't play it. But I always had my hi-hat to the left and my ride to the right. Very, very traditional setup. And I teach drum students, and some of my students are left-handed, and I'm always juggling drums around to adapt. And I thought, wouldn't it be interesting if the hi-hat weren't to the left and the ride weren't to the right, but instead they were both in front of the snare? What sort of freedom would that give you as a drummer? So just experiment today and set up. Found a couple of mechanical failures, like the rod here. I need to cut it down just a little bit more, which would allow me to get the ride cymbal a little bit lower. I don't want to cut it any more than it is. So that's an opportunity for improvement, because the whole point was to have the snare and the hi-hat, which I can't get this any lower either, but if it was lower, it would be, you get everything a little bit more compact, including the ride cymbal. But bring it all down, and then, I don't know, it just was playing a minute ago, and it feels like you definitely have more options that you don't normally have. Your hi-hat and your ride are so close together, you can switch interchangeably quickly with your fills as you're going. It's very interesting. And of course, excuse me, that takes the place of the toms that were there. So I'm just putting them all on the same level as the snare drum, and then arranging them. In this case, I did it like that, but you'd have some other options if you wanted to. Could kind of stagger them where the high is here, the second is here, and the third is there, or what have you. But and then I just kind of plopped some crash cymbals where they fit naturally. If I was really wanting to master this, I'd probably take this ride cymbal. Well, I've got these toms mounted, and they're all on the right side, kind of hanging off the right side of that stand. So I could reverse everything and just to tuck this cymbal closer to the action in the middle. But it also affords me all kinds of space up here. If I had more toys and cymbals and electronic drums and what have you, got all this space up here, all the space that was formerly taken up by the toms, with the toms lower down, where there was previously nothing. It's interesting. It's very interesting to play on. I found myself dropping my sticks a whole lot more than I normally did, and it sounds different because the toms are different places, and you get all these sympathetic vibrations that are coming at your ears from different directions. So I'm sure it would mic up just the same as any standard drum set, but it was an interesting experiment. I would be thrilled if someone else did this and kind of commented or even filmed their experience, because I don't have mics, and there's a whole lot better drummers on Reddit than me, so I'll spare you me playing. But yeah, that was it was sure an interesting experiment. I'd be curious your guys' feedback.